So I was scrolling through my daily YouTube feed and came across this video right here. Why heavyweight characters will never be good in Ultimate. And I very much disagree. So I broke it down into the 5 major points of this video, and I'm going to try my best to disprove all of them. As always, no hate. Even though I do think this is a gross misinterpretation, I would still recommend you to go and give this a watch. It was well put together. But anyways, let's get started. The first point presented in the video states, amongst all archetypes of fighters in Ultimate, heavies perform the poorest. In my opinion, archetypes are irrelevant. For example, would you classify K-Rool as a zoner or as a heavy? Tier lists are a greater way of understanding Ultimate than to subjugate characters into archetypes, as you can have varying placements within each character alongside their popularity. In Smash 4, there was arguably 3 dominant quote-unquote heavyweights that continued to place all the way until the game's lifespan ended. So in this sense, you'd be cherry-picking specific cons of playing a bigger character and using it to justify the character's lack of performance, even though this isn't true, rather than looking at the tools that character has compared to everyone else. The video's second point goes on to explain how the rage mechanic works, and how heavies are more capable of using it than others, as they are generally capable of surviving longer. This is absolutely true. However, he then goes on a slippery slope, explaining that because heavies inherently are capable of abusing rage because they live longer, that somehow this makes them not as potent in their combo game as other characters. In fact, most heavies do rely on combos. The video takes the position of, because heavies don't need to combo other characters due to rage and survivability, this would give them an inherent advantage over the cast, so that would make them good, right? Wrong, because in contrast to a turn-based game, when they are hit, they are incapable of acting out of hit stun. This is also not a true statement. Smash Ultimate is relatively Smash Ultimate is relatively balanced in the sense that every character has some form of tool in neutral that can be abused in order to play defensively or offensively. The notion that because bigger characters get hit for more doesn't mean that bigger characters get hit more often, or even with neutral interactions. In fact, my character has great walling tools and an amazing combo game to bat. Being incapable of moving when hit is a universal problem not exclusive to heavies. The next point in this video, he goes over how speed affects heavies negatively and that generally other archetypes can attack quicker. Yet again, this statement is just not true. Each heavy character has their own disadvantage. And while I admit that large characters get hit for more, this doesn't mean they can't hit characters back harder, or that they even get hit in the first place. Speed can mean a lot of things. Are we talking about ground speed? Are we talking about airspeed? Or frame data? Sonic fits all of those qualities, and yet he still has a history of losing to heavy characters at the highest of levels. The fourth point in the video goes over yet another slippery slope assumption. Because heavies have armor, the only way to apply it would be attacking first. To break through quicker attacks, they must use it. And by using it means they always have to attack first, or must commit to an action through some sort of guessing game. Heavies do not need to guess, nor do they need to foolishly throw out attacks. Just because they have armor does not imply that they must use it. I will again reiterate, Donkey Kong using his back air does not commit himself into a situation where he will get punished. He then states, because heavies don't have quick options to combat other characters, this permanently commits them to a stronger counterattack, which was just proven. The fifth and final point, finding any top representation of heavies is a rare commodity. Going back to my original point, tier lists are a much better way to categorize characters based on viability, not a class in which characters carry similar stats. There's a large difference between Bowser and Ganondorf. It's about the tools that each character can use. This is why you're more likely to find Aegis than you would Zelda in a tournament. I would argue that Bowser, Incineroar, and Donkey Kong are all actually more common at top level than most of the characters that meet the criteria of being good in this video. Appearance does not make or break a character's viability. The overarching theme of this video explains how speed is what makes a character good, and as stated before, if this were the case, why would Incineroar be placing top 8 at multiple majors years into Ultimate's lifespan? Having some of the worst speed in the game, why is Sonic also losing to Donkey Kong? Humans are not perfect, and they never will be. If Smash Ultimate is based off of an advantage state game, then I do in fact think that heavies will be viable to the end of the game's lifespan. If Smash Ultimate is based off of speed, then I do in fact think that heavies will be viable until the end of the game's lifespan. And if Smash Ultimate is based off of range, then I do in fact, yeah, you get it. Don't be discouraged by people telling you that heavies won't or can't be the best. It comes down to the players making good decisions at the right times. That is all. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you didn't decide to drop Donkey Kong or Bowser just because you saw a video of some guy that doesn't even play Smash telling us what to do, telling us what characters are viable. This is objectively not true. Thank you. Peace.